North American Simulation Racing Association, featuring online leagues like the DSR Electric, Blanchard towing and recovering Xfinity, concerns of police survivors. Jacob and Wesley bringing you all the commentating. Is there beef? Is there beef? This racing is so exciting. They rock the NASRA network. That Beagle's cracking them up in the background. It is racing at Atlanta. It is racing at Talladega. Never turn right.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If your lawn sprinkler controller is more than 5 years old, give us a shout today. We'll come out and take a look, give you a evaluation, get you set up for a new Wi-Fi enabled smart controller. We can monitor this from our office for you. Give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look. Let's upgrade your controller. It'll save you water. We save you up to about, we're averaging 47 to 51% with our clients. Feedback we're hearing from us. So give us a shout today. We'll glad to come out and take a peek. Talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project, you won't be using your money, why not use our money? Doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
In a distant kingdom, in a magical realm, there lived people who faced dreadful drainage problems on their lawns. For many years, they suffered from puddles and mud in their yards. Until one day, the saviors from TLC Company appeared with their magical shovels and lifted the wet curse from the kingdom's residents. Forget about puddles and mud. With us, your yard will become a genuine fairy tale nook. Call us right now and let's transform your drainage concerns into a magical adventure. TLC, where every home becomes a fairy tale.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. You got a outdoor lighting, landscape lighting system. Maybe we installed it. Maybe it was there you inherited in your house and you want to upgrade it. Now's the time to give us a shout. We'll come out and take a look, evaluate what you do have, tell you what you could have. Give us a shout today for all your outdoor lighting needs. We'll talk to you soon. Hey, Bob Carr with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
Welcome everybody. This is it. This is the finale. This is the big one. The drivers have endured themselves 20 races in our season here for the TLC Incorporated NASRA Cup Series. They've grilled their way all the way down to this, the final. And we're going to have the final tonight here will decide a championship, the Auto Club Speedway. I am your producer and co-commentator here tonight. Wesley Outland will be our lead commentator soon when he arrives there. And I have the man behind the scenes as well too, Mr. Justin White, that's been putting together this fantastic racing season. How are you, Justin? Looking forward to this?
Good. I'm good. Glad to be here. Like I said, filling in for Wesley. Definitely don't have that smooth, velvety voice that he does, but I'll fill in the best I can until he gets here. We have done 20 races. This is the 21st race of the season. This is the championship race. This is where all these top 6 guys have grueled and fought all year long, all 20 races to get here. Now they're here, and now they get to try to fight and see if they can finish, and claim that the inaugural NASRA championship. First season for the Cup Series. You got the 58 of Jonathan Cofield, the 60 of Jeff Merck, the 63 of Justin Clapper, the 2 of Michael Larch, the 5 of Matt Holmes, and the 35 of Bo Tiffany. All those guys are going to be fighting for this championship. 115 laps. Stages don't matter. Throw those things out the window for these guys. The only thing that matters is coming across first at the end of at the complete conclusion of 115. That is where you want to be as championship driver. You want to be first place, running across the line, hand out the window, boom, confetti, like Jimmy Johnson would say, winning that championship.
You'd like to. You don't have to be the first to win. Of course, you just have to be ahead of everybody else. That's all. But of course, it would be great, isn't it?
Winning always
adds that little element
exactly.
to it. We have 6 absolute gladiators that are very capable of winning. And first of all, we need to dictate how our starting grid will be flowing here tonight. And Bo Tiffany, what a place to put him. One of the championship contenders, right on the front row next to him, Matthew Garnett. Jonathan Cofield, another contender, along with him, with Matt Holmes. Those 2 will be going for it too for now, 3rd and 4th there. Michael Larch as well, Justin Clapper. So more championship contenders, and they've got T. Bruce, who just missed out last week, unfortunately. But he could be a playmaker for Mr. Jeffrey Merck starting further down. But Chase Albright's next to him. Tony Burlington, there's Jeff Merck, another championship contender. Brian Chu, Buzzy Mungold. Behind old Buzz is Robert Walton, Andrew Alowski, Brandon Broadfoot, Joshua Kerner, Cody Knott, the boss man, Dean, Jacob Reeves, Brendan Schumann will round out our grid for you tonight. A lot of non-championship contenders in there, but playmakers potentially, Justin, right? Help the teammates out. We'll get Justin back in a second. There is your
Sorry,
drivers.
sorry, I've got about 40,000 things in my
Yes,
ear
you
right
do.
now, also taking
Yeah.
care of my children at the same time.
Yeah,
so,
race director,
but yeah,
man behind the scenes, all sorts of jazz, and I appreciate you helping me out in the booth until Wesley gets here. We've highlighted the drivers in the championship in the green.
Yeah, I'm extending it out just a little bit. Hopefully, get Wesley here because I want these guys to have a decent broadcast. I know I am not the best color commentator. Wesley does a much better job at it. These guys have plenty of fuel, so we're going to extend it out a couple more laps just to kind of delay and kind of build up the tension to get Wesley here. I do know that one of our championship guys,
He's not
Justin
here.
Clapper,
Yeah.
lost connection.
Oh dear. Can we get him back at all? Is there a possibility of extending a few more laps as race director so he can load back into the session, or is it probably start from?
Yeah, well, that I'm just mostly waiting on Wesley. I know, and of course
Yeah.
Clapper. I think he's finally in the session now, so he's waiting on pit road for it to hit green, grid
Excellent.
to go, and
Right.
we should be fine. This is actually going to benefit him more than anybody. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but yeah, like I said, these guys have been fighting all season. We have a playoff round type system, so. We started with 20 guys. We whittle it down to 12, and then we whittle it down to 6. We only have 3 rounds total, 3 races for round 1, 3 races for round 2, 1 race for the final championship. So, these guys, they fought all season for it to get here, and now they get to try to see what happens. They still have to manage tires, still got to manage fuel, because I think that final stage is. What is that final stage? How many laps is that final stage? Let's take a quick look at it
55
here.
for stage 2.
So we've got 50, 60 laps, 70 laps, 75 laps. So they're definitely going to have to pit for fuel for that final stage between 55 and 115 at least once. So the question is do you not pit on stage 1, save your tires, and pit on stage 2 to have an extra set? Because having an extra set down with about 10 laps to go is going to pay dividends. It could pay you $175, or it could lose you $175. So that's the question some of these guys are going to have to make. Do you save it? They save that set or not?
Yeah, 100% fuel capacity as well too. But yeah, those sets of tires here. Now look at the track temperature, 76 degrees. So it's a little warm, but only 10 km/h winds actually. It's just moving around. It's really still. Nerves? Now, have you been in situations before when you've been in playoffs before, Justin? How does it feel out there knowing whether this is it? You've just got to beat everybody else that's highlighted in green to win.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be tough. I can tell you right now. There's a lot of talent in this field. We only got 20 cars, but there's a lot of talent. You got to be on top of your game from start to finish.
You definitely get involved in any of those big wrecks early as well too. So, well, if you do get involved in a wreck, I'd say it's just to probably get it early so you got a bit of a chance to come back. But at the end of the day, you want
you don't want to be in a wreck.
Don't
Definitely want to be in a wreck.
wreck.
No way. So it looks like we're going to go green this time. We've given enough time for everything kind of sort out. So we're going to go green this time. Hopefully Wesley will show up here just in a minute.
All right. Bo Tiffany on pole. Further down the field, there, of course, is next to Matthew Garnett. But then you've got Caulfield, Holmes, Larch, all drivers and championship contending. Jeff Merker is finding his way back up to the front when it counts. And Justin Clapper will be starting down there from pit road, but he is in it, and that's that championship 6. And, of course, the rest of the drivers could spoil the party here this evening. It's about to go green flag racing. Let's go for the final time here at the TLC restart, the final race of our championship NASRA Cup Series.
Yep, as these guys sending off down into 1, you're going to see a lot of drafting. This is a two-mile racetrack that doesn't exist anymore. I don't know if you guys have seen pictures of it, but it's basically nothing but a warehouse parking lot now. And these guys, like I said, they're going to send it off down here into 3 and 4 here. So you're going to see a lot of 3-4 wide, a lot of drafting. Get up behind somebody. Dirty air is going to play a factor, and I think clean air is going to be your key. If you can get clean air, you'll stay up front.
Yeah, plenty of moving and shaking and baking that's going on around there at the moment. But look at that, all 5 of those championship contenders are up the front there as Justin Clapper is hopefully out on track somewhere at the moment. I don't see him if he's left pit road. There he is. He's starting to catch the rest of the field. So there's Justin Clapper. It's got to get onto the back of them, but at the moment, Maddie in the lead there. So Bo Tiffany's dropped back a couple of places, them sorting themselves out, a little bit side-by-side action further around. Plenty of space to maneuver around here. Get there. Should be up to full temperature, should be up to full speed. Right now, Jeff Burke on the move. on the move, of course. Old Pookie getting the job done, trying to slice and dice his way back up through the field there. Man, he's going high on the fence, hits the fence actually for the number 5. That might give Jeff Merck a bit of a run for his money here. A bit of a smile on his face there with full concentration. Jonathan Caulfield behind him.
Yep, looks like the 5 took over. Matt Holmes, he's a championship driver. The 60 is championship driver. The 58 is. The 35 is. I mean, these guys are literally all on top of each other right now. Of course, it looks like we got 2 35s in the field. So the white 35 is the championship contender. The black and white 35 is not a championship contender. That is Tristan Bruce. He should be in the 23.
Yeah,
so keep an eye on the full white car. That's your
this
championship
one right here,
contender.
Bo Tiffany, exactly.
Yes, exactly. So
Connie
keep an eye on him.
Yep.
Keep an eye on him. And like I said, top 4 positions right now, all championship drivers. You know, Justin Clapper's there at the very tail end. This was part of his strategy, was just to glide, and this is going to play out. And good for him. He's not going to be in the draft, but he'll be able to save that set of tires like he was planning.
Going through wide at the back
our
there
other
where
championship
Michael
guy.
Lutch is. Yep.
Oh yeah, they're definitely 3-4 wide. They're going to be, like I said, crawled up all over each other, you know, into the bumpers, and they're just going to be pushing. And there's going to be a lot of taking and give in this championship race. That is a guarantee.
Oh, I can guarantee to be elbows out, isn't it? A bit of door banging as you come closer into the end at the moment. But I think everybody's going to try to take it a little easier. There's no need to absolutely just argy-bargy your way through, knowing you've still got 111 laps to go. Stage break, of course, will go to lap 20. But no points paid out for that one, because that's just all about perhaps getting ahead of everybody else into those pit stop stalls, so you can put some full freshies on there and get ready for your stage 2. Pending, of course, we don't have any cautions.
Yep, this first stage is just kind of filling the car out. Like I said, this setup is provided by Premier Racing Setups. They provide our setups for us on every single week. And a lot of these guys, you know, these guys don't get these setups until I post it, which is usually about an hour before the race time. I don't give these guys a lot of time to actually get in and practice with these setups. So, you know, they're all on equal playing field when they log in. There is no extra practice for it. It literally gets posted an hour before the race, or, you know, an hour before the session opens. And that's the time you get to practice with the set that's given. So
I like that.
You know, so it's more realistic, kind of like realistic to NASCAR. If you want to get in and practice with your own setup or your own, you know, iRacing stock set or whatever, you're more than welcome to. But you don't know what the car is going to do until you actually show up at the track and unload it off the trailer.
I like that. Yeah, once again, throwing the drivers into the deep end. Okay, you know, these are experienced drivers. They should be able to handle situations as they unfold. It's like improvisational driving, essentially, at some point. And it's equal on all terms to the drivers. That way, nobody favors nobody. I just hope Justin Clapper can catch. He's going to have to hope for a caution, really, so he can bunch up to everybody at the moment, because we do want to see all these fantastic championship contenders in the mix here. I don't want to see just because he had some technical issue that he's out of the. No,
I think he's going to be okay. You know, he's running 41-second lap times. These guys are running roughly about 40 seconds. You know, our first stage is lap 20. I think he'll be okay. I think he'll get that stage caution, and he'll be just fine.
Yep, that's all I hope so. I want it to come down to the wire. The drivers have done so much efforts they have this year this season actually to bring it on. A little bit 3-wide action. They have Caulfield, Tiffany, 2 championship contenders are there as well. Take it easy, allow a bit of space there, no door banging. Any door banging man out there is number 57 of Jacob Reeves, who currently running P13, but he's not a championship contender. The ones that I'm going to be concerned about for the other drivers, of course, as Matty's in the lead again now for the number 5, is Merck and Pookie and Pookie Jr., of course, Trish and Bruce. He's going to be the one that's going to do everything you can imagine to help Merck win this one as teammates, or perhaps you can throw that out the door. We had a little bit of a conversation between them last week, didn't we? So we don't know whether or not at the end of the day Trish and Bruce will actually help Merck.
Well, you know, that was an interesting relationship. When they first started, they absolutely hated each other's guts. They called each other out on Discord, called each other everything you can imagine under the sun. And then all of a sudden, now they're best buddies. It's amazing what iRacing will do
frenemies
to two guys. It makes them friendly. I think they're best buddies now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, push comes to shove. If T Bruce is in the lead of this one on the last lap, and whether or not he's going to let Jeff Merck, if Jeff Merck's on a massive attack there from Caulfield, Holmes, Tiffany, any of those championship contenders in Caulfield, then we have to see when push comes to shove. But we're going to have to wait till 107 laps later to dictate that one.
It's kind of like the Jeff Gordon Dale Earnhardt rivalry that happened. those boys never really hated each other. They just put it on show on the track, and it was fun to watch. Once they got on the track, they had beers, milk, whatever you want to call it, and they had a good time. So I compare it very similar to what that relationship was. But right now, you can see Matt Holmes. He is under fire from Jeff Merck. Jeff Merck wants the lead. Clean air is everything. I don't know if, to me, sometimes clean air can be a hindrance on what car you're driving. I think with these next gens, if you're out front, I think you're burning more tire than you would be if you're just following in the draft. But then again, you race a NASCAR truck. If you're in dirty air with the truck, it absolutely burns your tires up even more as you fall further back in the field. So, I haven't raced these things quite often. So, I'm learning just as much as these guys are. Some of these guys are first season ever running an X Gen. We'll get a little bit door contact
happening between those two at the moment too. A little door banging between Holmes and Jeff Merck as T. Bruce comes up there to join the party. But I mean, the one advantage, of course, being out the front, if it does chew your tires up a little bit, whatever, you don't have to risk the fact of a wreck unless somebody gets into the back of you.
That is the benefit of being up front with that clean air. But you can clearly see these guys spread out. Like I said, drafting is going to be key. You have a group of 4, a single guy, another group of 4, and then another group of 3, and then 2. A couple of guys, and guys get a little bit more spread out. But that's the key: is can you keep up with that top group? Because if you get strung out, kind of like what Cofield's going through right now, and he can't sniff that draft to the top 4, he's waiting on the next pack to catch him. But he still has to maintain the speed. Otherwise, that group of 4 will swallow him up and spin him out back, and he'll go even further back. So it's kind of a cat and mouse game. Do you continue pushing it, or do you let up a little bit and let that pack catch you so you can get the draft, and hopefully those guys can help push you back up to that group of 4?
That'll be the question at the moment. One person wanting to catch back up to them is Caulfield. He's just slipping Jack. Brian Chu just caught that pack at the moment, so that's going to turn into the 4-way fight at the front there. Caulfield's all alone. He needs to get back onto that pack very soon, which he will be. Bo Tiffany's got this little pack.
He matched the lap time.
Sorry?
Yep, he matched the lap time of Brian Chu, so he can barely sniff that draft of that group in front of him. So you can see he's slowly making his gain back. So that draft is not, I think it's about a second is where he's at right now. So once you get over a second, that draft is gone. So Cofield just has to make no mistakes, keep it in the draft, and he'll catch back up to these guys pretty quick. Matter of fact, he just ran the fastest lap right there of all 20 guys. So.
And I don't know what happened to Larch, but he's dropped 7 places. Maybe he's just taking it easy at the back there. He's having a little battle there with Buzzy Mongol. There's the top 3 or 4 on your pictures. Make that
see
5,
those 3 on the bottom? They're grouping up.
Now caught them.
Yep, those 3 on the bottom are grouping up and passing that 5 car. They're literally bump drafting each other off into the corner and not giving Matt Holmes a chance to fight back. But Matt Holmes winds it back up on the outside of Tristan Bruce there, and he's barely on his outside quarter panel. But then finally Bruce gets clear of him here, and then the 51 is able to pull up and side draft the 5, and off down into 1 they go.
We're going through this pretty quickly at the moment because we've got 5 to go to the end of the stage break, which will be into a caution, and then we'll start stage 2 presented by the Glass Mechanic. Joshua Suss out there says that they went to Daytona together, and Daytona fixes everything. Now we're talking about Jeff Merck and T. Bruce leading 1 and 2 at the moment there, with Matty dropping back from leading this race for a couple of laps there. Jonathan Caulfield and Brian Chu. That pack at the front in the lead there with 4 to go very soon as they pass the Barney the Flag Man. Who goes down on the inside line there? Was that Clapper?
Matt Holmes.
Oh, no, that's Matt.
Nope, that's Matt Holmes. He's trying to break that side draft a little bit, trying to run it off down in the corner and get a little bit of a position. He pulls up almost equal to Tristan Bruce right there in the corner, but you can clearly see that high lane just get the momentum. And, of course, Matt Holmes got a little bit loose down on the bottom, so he'll have to regather it back up, pull up in that draft, and hopefully doesn't get left.
And, of course, he doesn't have to worry too much about the stage breaks with 4 to go. Nope. But he would like to make sure he can get in his pit box before all the other drivers. Oh, Merck, hold on to it, son!
Merck, he got loose.
Wow. That's a little bit of a moment that was scary for a few of those championship contenders, but he managed to save it. It'll drop back to P5. Matthew will have the pace on him pretty soon now and get by. But that was interesting.
That was touchy. Very, very touchy. He almost watched $175 go out the window.
Caulfield slaps in the fence as well, too. That's going to allow Brian Chu to sneak up on the inside and take that position as well, too, as T. Bruce going to elect to tuck in behind him. He might take the inside. Just like that, in just the space of one lap, we could have had a serious change to the championship contention. Well, then again, you're not really out. We've seen Jeff Merck drop to the back of the field and come back and win a race before, so anything can happen.
Well, we were just talking about Cofield, the 58. He was back there almost a second back, and now he's up here fighting for the lead. In a couple of laps, that shows you how quick it happens.
A couple of things go to caution as well, too. A state caution, not a race caution because of an incident. So that thankfully Jeff Merck just saved himself from. 2 to go now. Brian Chu, solid drive from him at the moment. Once again, he could spoil the party to a lot of drivers here this evening, even though he doesn't have a next to his name, so he's in the contingent. The TLC green.
Nope, Brian Chu, he got him a win this season, qualified himself for the playoffs, and then just couldn't keep it, get enough momentum to move into the championship 6 here, but he's looking to play playoff spoiler. He's going to. He could pretty much dominate, win stage 1, stage 2, and the race, and say, I don't care if I'm in the playoffs or not. I can still win, boys. Watch.
Well, and then on top of that, that just gives you a nice little level to go through, isn't it? A nice little push for the next season, potentially in the future, after you have a well-deserved break, and some of the drivers have a well-deserved break, but more so for yourself, my friend, with all the hard work you do behind the scenes and the personal troubles you're going through, and then, of course, back for that one. But Brian Chu will be thinking about just this race one lap at a time on the last lap of stage 1. And, of course, those other drivers will be thinking about where can they finish, because all they need to do is finish ahead of anybody else that's got the ring next to them now.
That's it. Just finish ahead of those guys. You're literally racing 5 other guys, and that's all you're racing. So, who cares about the guys trying to spoil the playoffs? But, just like Tristan Bruce right there, he pulls up. Looks like he's maybe going to try to slingshot past here Chu for the stage win. Yeah, he's going to dive it down in there and see if he can self-clear it. Is he going to be able to do it? Oh, he does. So it looks like Tristan Bruce is going to win stage 1. Chu's going to drop down to the bottom and see if he can drag race it. Oh, he's off on the dirt, and there it is right there. So there's your stage winner right there, Tristan Bruce.
A little bit of fighting for it as well, too, even though there's no points, but it's just a little bit of bragging rights, and there you go. So the Surf Pro caution will come out for our stage 1 has been completed, and caution-free completion, too, which is fantastic from these drivers. I think they're not risking it for the biscuit too much on that first stage, knowing that it's not the first stage that's going to count to win the championship. It's going to be that final third stage, and
you only need to lead one lap. Then it's one lap,
and that
matters.
Was the one lap that T. Bruce just led, by the way, too, to win the stage break. And
correct. So, that's it. You just need to lead one lap. Then it's only one. That's only one you need.
And we'll find out at the moment, because you imagine they will come down. They have 100% fuel capacity, but you said there could be a situation where some of the drivers don't? Or do you think they're all going to come in?
It's going to be a mixed strategy here. If it were me, I'm coming in for fuel, because there's no way I can make it to 55. I know that, because these cars can only go about till 45, 40, 45-ish on fuel. So hang on.
Yep, I got to remember too that Justin is joining us in the booth. He's taking care of everything as well too in the background. Which we're lucky to have him while we wait for Wesley.
Yep, and we actually had a few guys wrecking under caution here.
Is that Chase
caution.
Albright? Let's have a look. What happened here? Chase.
Yeah, looks like it. We need to go back and watch it.
I got a message from Chase. There it is. Oh. So, I don't know what's happened there, but he's just lost a little bit. We go back to live pictures because they are coming in pit road.
Yeah, they rely on me quite a bit for telling where the pace car is sometimes, and since I'm in here in the broadcast booth, I'm not able to tell them. But still not my responsibility.
Big boys, my friend Justin. They are big boys. They should know.
They should know. They rely on their race control a little bit too much sometimes. Maybe sometimes spoiling a little bit, but we don't always get that. Freddie, Freddie or Brett in the sky that says, "Hey, the pace car's over here where it's we're over here. You're 3 wide at bottom." You just got to kind of rely on what iRacing tells you, and sometimes iRacing is not that reliable. So,
well, it's 20. They've done 20 races this season, so they should be well aware of it. This is the 21st race, the final race.
Oh yeah, by far.
Brian Chu just jumps in and out pretty quickly, so he will come out ahead of the rest of the pack there. Bo Tiffany jumps him in pit road by a shorter pit stop. It looks like he might have only taken 2 tyres as well as Michael Larch there. So that is the situation. It's a well-earned time, I think, at the moment to thank our fantastic sponsors, and of course Bob as well too for this season. So don't go anywhere. A quick word from our sponsors.
Hey, Bob Carter with TLC. Spring's upon us. If you got a wet yard, it's not going to get any better. Now it's time to give us a call. Let us come out and take a look at your drainage problem in your property. We can get you a solution. The dogs, the kids be tracking in mud. Mom will be mad. So give us a call. Give us a shout today. Talk to you soon.
Welcome back. Stage 1 is complete. We're about to start Stage 2. Stages that aren't going to count as much as just caution breaks essentially at the moment, but this one will be presented by the Glass Mechanic. This is the final round of a NASCAR Cup Series, and our championship contenders are all in this one, which is fantastic. And once again, just to let everybody know, there they are. Merck, Tiffany, Larch, Clapper, Holmes, and Caulfield all have a shot at winning the championship to hold up that trophy. And all they have to do is just beat any of those 5 other drivers. Simple as that.
Yep. So it's that simple. Just any of those guys. And right now, the only championship guys are sitting 2nd, 3rd, 7th, 8th. Where's Larch at? Yeah, it said Larch. 14th. You know, this is, and 20th. Jonathan Caulfield is at the very back of the field here, which is kind of an interesting play. Looks like we got to match the strategies. These guys get ready to go back green here. Some of these guys took fuel only. Some decided to take tires. So we're going to see how it pays off.
Yeah, short pit stops for some of those drivers. The top 3 at the moment only took a 9-second pit stop. Some drivers took 14, 15-second pit stops, which indicates to you, as I said, a bit of gasoline and tires as well. Here we go. Brian Chew back into the lead of this one. At the Stage 1 break went to T. Bruce. But once again, that's out the door. Points are not going to help you for next season at the moment. They're all going to be re-rack them and reset at the moment. But a little bit of action happening at the back already. Midfield, my apologies. Everybody trying to sort themselves into some positioning at the moment, but it's got to be very, very gingerly. Take it easy, gentlemen. Only Stage 2.
Yep, we got a lot of big gaggle of pack back here, about 5th on back. A lot of 3, 4 wide going on right here. These guys are really pushing the envelope here, trying to gain that track position. If I'm a playoff guy, I am pushing this stage as hard as I can, trying to get to the front and stay up there. So that way, when I come down pit road and take my 4 freshies, I am up towards the front and ready to go racing. I do not want to be in the back trying to weave my way through traffic. I want to be 1st, 2nd, 3rd car as we hit pit road, and the same as we come off. I want to be up front.
And Justin Clapper's back in the mix. The rest of the championship contending field, which is fantastic for him as well too, after winning Daytona. He's certainly in the mix. They're having to start on the back foot on this race, but that's the beauty of oval racing. Compared to track racing, you would have a lot of work to do on the track, but thankfully for an oval racing, he's back up into P8.
He is. He's right now. You can tell he is pushing hard. He is absolutely making his charge to the front. Caulfield back there in the 58. He's pushing it 3, 4 wide, trying to also push his way to the front. He took 4 tires that pit stop. Clapper, the 63, did not. He took fuel only. Michael Larch took fuel only. Bo Tiffany took fuel only. Looks like Mr. Merck took tires. Matt Holmes took tires. Let's see here. And the 2, Michael Larch took fuel only too. So just trying to keep you guys updated on what these guys are doing. Bo Tiffany took fuel only. So it looks like we've got a half and half mix here. It looks like half of the championship guys took tires, the other half took fuel only. So we'll see how this plays out for them. If that set of tires they saved will come into play at the very end of the race.
We got a bit of full weight action at the back there as well too, as everybody's just kind of allowing enough space. This track has enough space to do a bit of full weight action. Jacob Reeves, the redneck, I think he did take tyres and he's up into third place at the moment, all on the back there of Merck and T. Bruce. So he could be a playmaker around here for the redneck announcer, who's not in a championship hunt, but certainly could spoil the party for some of the other drivers. He's got Matty behind him. Justin Clapper's now up into that P5 position. They're all sorting themselves out.
Clapper's still picking them off. He's picking them up, picking them off one by one as he charges his way to the front. He was the fastest car on the track that last lap. Looks like he is the best car right now with no tires right now, because it looks like him and Chew, the 63 and the 51 both. So you can see Clapper, he dives it down in there really deep in the 3 and 4, washes up the track, loses a little bit of momentum down the straightaway, regains it as it goes into 1 with that draft he builds up. So we'll see if that plays off for him as he keeps driving it down in there. Well, they only have to go to lap 55, so we got another 25 laps on these set of tires, which will be 55 total laps on the original set of tires you started the race with. If we got 3 wide going back here for 15th, 16th, 17th, these guys are battling hard back here where the Walton is, the 66.
Yeah, lucky for the championship contenders, none of them are back there. So if they do get in a bit of a tangle, they're not going to involve any of those gladiators. So they'll be happy with that one at least. But of course, it can throw a spanner in the mix when you get another caution if they happen to come into each other. But that is that battle. Michael Lutch is the only one that's got to get out of that really quickly. Bo Tiffany as well, right next to him. They want to get up the front there with that other pack of cars starting to handle. So 2 packs are forming. I'll show you the track real quick to have a look at that. As you can see, there's your first pack, and it goes back to the first 8 cars, and then you go back to Brian Chew in the second pack at the moment.
Looks like Michael Larch is really struggling right now. One of our championship contenders. That set of tires he's on, he is absolutely struggling. As I'm going to say this, and hopefully some of these viewers will get a chuckle out of this. One of our racers that race on Friday likes to call some of these guys meatballs. And the reason for his reasoning is because they just roll around and you don't know where they're going to be.
Meatballs, all right, yeah.
Calls them meatballs.
Yep. Oh, that's close, isn't it? Matty almost got into the side there of Justin Clapper's 63. And there's a little
As you
loosey
can tell,
goosey.
these guys are absolutely elbows out, tongue hanging out like Lightning McQueen driving to the front. This championship means a lot to some of these guys.
There's no getting his tongue hanging out just yet.
No, yeah. There you go. Yeah, Jeff Merck. He's our guy who likes to hang his tongue out when he's racing. He definitely gets after it for sure. He's definitely very serious about it, and it's awesome to see.
Well, he's got 2 drivers around him that aren't the championship hunt, so I don't think he's going to be too worried about them. He's more worried about Justin Clapper, as you said, coming through that field pretty quickly now. Man that's on some serious pace for the 63. And he's tagging along Andrew Olasky and Matt Holmes, Jonathan Colford a little bit further behind him. But as you said, Justin Clapper, one of the quickest cars on the track at the moment. He's going to be joining this 3-way party up the front in no time.
He will. Just hopefully he can keep that car up underneath him. Right now, I'm afraid he may burn the tires off of it, but will he burn just enough to maintain the status of where he's at, so he doesn't fall too much further back? Because these tires are heat sensitive. You build too much heat in tires, they will make you pay, and it takes several laps for them to cool off. These things really don't wear; they're heat sensitive. Once you build the heat, it is almost near impossible to get rid of it.
And he goes around the outside. He's to lift off a little bit, I think, just to save it. There comes Caulfield in the background as well. So here it is, Caulfield view. There, see you left. Whoa! A little close to Justin Clapper, to the championship contenders. Almost going for a tooth and nail at the moment. Where will Caulfield go through the mid here? He's got 11 to the right. Clapper on the inside.
Looks like he'll get clear of him. Looks like there's a lot of side drafting going on. Side drafting wasn't a big deal with these next gen cars, but clearly it's playing a pretty good role here at Auto Club. Side drafting is a big deal.
Track temperature stayed the same there. Wind speed's about the same. T. Bruce, Jeff Merck up front. They'll be able to work together at the moment. Will they be able to block a little bit later on when push comes to shove, isn't it? When the likes of Matty comes up there, Coalfield, Clapper. They've dropped back a little bit now from that top 3, but they're still certainly in it as Matty makes his way up to join the party at the front. But all that block, I mean, it's too early. I don't think they'd imagine do that, but you can imagine later on in the races, couldn't you, there, Justin? But that T-Bruce is going to do everything to make sure that nobody gets around him and her.
They get one free block in my rule book. You block once on one lap, not a big deal. You do it twice, we got a problem. Now, the next lap resets that. You can block again. I don't want these missiles out here making their bumper 40,000 cars wide and trying to block everything. You get one free block after that. If you block again and you get wrecked, that is on you, and you will receive the EOL. Sometimes you just have to admit defeat and roll over that guy is just quicker than you.
I like that. I'm not aware of that rule, but that's good to know that you are watching, and you'll be sent to the principal's office, aka Justin's office, for a bit of a talking to, and that could actually reflect.
Conversation.
Yeah, you might not even get the championship win if you look back at that one and find out you're being blocked. So until you make that final call, that's nothing's concrete just yet.
Yeah, we had one guy last week who decided to take the rule book into his hands. He's not racing with us tonight. He got a good little stern talking to and a point penalty, which knocked him out of the championship 6. Which, you know, in here, if you decide to play games, you will win stupid prizes.
Yeah, and you're throwing away all the future seasons. This is the inaugural season, of course, and it's going to be a fantastic racing season here for the NASRA Cup Series, and there'll be more in the future. And you can't let one little race spoil your party there by, everybody gets heated at the moment. I'm well aware of that.
Yes.
Yeah, you cool down after the race, and some other people regret sometimes what they say. And, for enemies can become friends, as you see at the case with Jeff Moak and Tristan Bruce, and they're now teammates. So.
Yep, Pookie and Pookie Jr. now, and it's amazing to see it. Like I said, when you're racing here, don't take rules into your hands. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background that you don't see, you don't know. Just be patient. Let the admins do their work. That's why they take it on. That's why they take on the responsibility, because being an admin is a thankless job. I'm not patting myself on the back. Just if you race in general, just thank your admin, because there's a lot going on. But back to the racing, it looks like Olszewski is trying his best to spoil the party and come up there. He's driving right down next to Matt Holmes here in third place as they sail it off down in turn number 2. Tristan Bruce looks like he's losing a little bit of grip on the track right now, and letting Merck kind of run away with it. And these guys are slowly reeling him back in, and those guys that saved their tires at the first of this run, now they're applying the pressure to these guys.
Speaking of reeling somebody in, we have the voice behind the NASRA network. Wesley has joined us.
Hello, man. Hello, guys. Thank you, Justin White, for filling in for me, buddy. I had a baseball double header, and just finished it up about 15 minutes ago. Packed up, hightailed it here. The good news is the game was in Smithfield, and luckily I live in Smithfield, North Carolina, so I was able to quickly get to the Casa. But thank you, man, for covering for me. And hey, Justin, it's championship night. It all comes down to this at Auto Club to decide who you're going to hoist the cup for the first ever TLC Incorporated NASRA Cup Series presented by Premier Racing Setup Channel.
It's definitely championship night. So which one of these 6 is going to win it and take home that inaugural cup and $175? Like I said, we're going to find out real quick in roughly how many laps? About 90 laps? No, not 90.
41 of 140 of 115 laps right now completed.
Yes.
And remember, Justin, let everyone know you don't have to win the race to win the championship. You could literally just be the highest guy.
Yep, beat the other 5. Stage points don't matter. Fastest lap doesn't matter. Lead lap doesn't matter. Incident points don't matter. Just beat the other 5 to the line on the completion of lap 115, and you will be the inaugural NASRA Cup Series champion.
Sounds like
Justin, I don't want you to go into all the details, man, but I do want you to know, as somebody that has been through separation and divorce and all sorts of crazy things in life, I know that it can be stressful. But I do want to say, and I don't want to put everything out there as far as your laundry. I know you've said what you're going through publicly before as well. But I do want to say, though, as a friend of yours, Justin, thank you for letting us do this series. But thank you for the stamina that you've had amongst everything you've dealt with personally to keep this series going as well. Because you could have threw in the towel, and it's coming back for season 2 here in a couple of weeks as well.
we'll fire it right back up. We are going to change the cars. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and reveal it now as we finish this out what cars we're going to go to.
Yes.
We are going to run the next gen for sure. No doubt that is an awesome car to run. We're running the next gen. We are going to run the 87s for a few laps. Yes, those NASCAR Legends cars, the Buick LeSabre, the Monte Carlo, the Ford Thunderbird. We are going to race those for a couple of races next season. And we are going to race that ARCA car, that new ARCA car, that Chevrolet SS ARCA car, Camry, and Ford Fusion. That car, that Gen 5 car is what you call it. We will race that next week or next year too. So those are the 3 cars we will rotate through. It won't be an equal rotation. We'll run next gen more so than the 87s, but we'll sprinkle in the 87s. So it's a Cup series. We run it all. It's a Cup.
It's an 87 Cup car. It's like a nostalgia, Dean. It's like going down memory lane with these throwback cars. Man, you wanted it, you got it.
Oh, they
exactly.
look the same to me. They got 4 tires on them, and they look like a road car. All right.
Well, Justin, we'll let you get back into the booth, man, and handle race control. All the other people that have done a phenomenal job. Thank you for letting me be the voice of your series. Looking forward to returning when we come back, and may the best man virtually win for the championship. Thanks for all you do, Justin.
Thank you.
We'll have a chat.
Justin White covering for
too.
me. We'll chat with him, of course, when the official enshrinement begins of acknowledging the champion. But you know what, though, Dean? That's what our fellow NASRA family do for each other. Hey, Wesley, he's doing a real broadcast. I'll cover for him till he gets here. Thank you guys for filling in for me. And then he goes back to his duties, and he lets me have the chair. And he obviously focuses a lot tonight on a lot going on for the championship here this evening, no doubt, for the NASRA Cup Series title, Dean. Good evening to you, my friend.
You can throw the kitchen sink at Justin White, and he can manage to handle it as well as he gets a chance to racing with everything going on. So good on him. Absolutely brilliant. Once again, we'll give him a nice little shout out towards the end there when he announces the champion officially. Of course, whoever crosses ahead of those rest of those drivers, it's like the Michael Jackson song: just beat it, beat it, beat them, just beat them,
just beat it,
just beat them. That's all you need to do. Jacob's had a solid run at the moment, spoiling maybe perhaps somebody's party for the 57. He's up 15 places. He did take a pit stop with tyres as well. Jeff Mack's been leading majority of this race with T. Bruce. See how that pans out. It's got a little bit of a gap at the moment there. Caulfield's up there. And just to let you know, too, to fill you in, that Clapper did have to start essentially from the pit lane with some technical issues, but he did get in the session, and he's currently a little bit lone on track there in P8.
And it's like we told you earlier. You do not have to win. You do not have to win the race tonight to win the championship. You just don't. All you have to do is be consistent, if you will, Chance Wayne. I mean, not Chance Wayne. I'm sorry, Dean. I had my dog in the booth with me all night calling baseball. All you have to do, Dean Hopkins, can't believe I called you Chance Wayne. All you got to do, Dean, is be consistent, stay out of trouble, hit your mark. And right now we're seeing Jeff Merck and Jonathan Cofield, Florida and Alabama, do that.
Yeah, they're running back here in 17th and 18th, believe it or not. We had all drivers running up the front, actually, apart from Clapper at the very start. But it doesn't matter where you start, my friends, where you finish in these two. Well, they got plenty of time in stage 2 still to go. But as you know, stage breaks are just bragging rights at this point because you get absolutely no rewards out of it, apart from the fact that you might get to go down a pit lane before the other drivers. But that's about it, whether you make those decisions. And also that, Wesley, this has been a caution-free, apart from the stage break.
That's good.
So touch wood, it's going to continue that way, and that you're not going to jinx it by turning up.
I hope we don't do that to me, Dean. Come on, man.
Just maybe getting
Wesley
on Merck.
shows up and the caution comes up.
Oh, he does hit the fence a little bit there for Caulfield. Merck's going to come back at that one at him. So
that's Cofield and Merck side by side, stride for stride. Couple of Chevrolets and a Ford battling here. Look at this Chevrolet up high. By the way, Final Four, Auburn on the car. I love the wrap job on the Cofield machine. It's Auburn Final Four. He is repping his Auburn Tigers, and it looks like a tiger coming at you from the front nose of the grill of that 58 car there, Dean. War Eagle.
Wow. Yeah, there you go. He's got it on the
Don't
front
that look
there.
sharp?
Look at the inside there. There's Andrew thinking, oh, we'll try to make it 3 wide a little bit, but not quite yet. Caulfield is starting to get a little close to that fence. Merck is happy not to be up on the outside there too much there. T. Bruce is keeping country. Andrew there. You've got Jacob and Matty. Don't forget about Matty. Remember, he's also a championship contender. They're in the green. I decided to put him in the green there on the tower. There, Wesley, as a big thanks, of course, to TLC that take care of all your lawns. And what colour is lawns? Green. I think. Are they in your neck of the woods? They're green in Australia.
Hey, Chad,
don't call
come
me
here.
Hey,
Dean. Hey, Dean. So my friend Jackie is an avid Auburn fan. Show her the Auburn car, the front nose of Cofield's car, if you can zoom in on it. Look at that. Final Four. She said Final Four. Look at that beautiful looking race car. Look at that. Ain't that nice? Look at the tiger. It looks like a tiger on the front of the nose. She said Final Four, baby. And by the way, ironically, also, Dean, Florida and Alabama are playing each other, Auburn and Florida, for the Final Four game on Saturday night. And right now, they're going at it for the championship. Yeah. Alabama on top of Florida right now.
That's right.
As Cofield back to the lead, but Merck battles back on the high side.
Exactly. Jeff Merck is from Florida, if you're not aware or not. Cofield from Alabama, so that's going to be fun. It's Bama versus Florida. Floridian versus Bama. I don't know what you call somebody from Alabama, but call him a Bama. There you go. I'm coining it. T. Bruce falling back down with Andrew. There's Matty still hovering in the mix there. Justin Clapper's a little bit further down in P8, of course. So the green is mean green racing machines there for the championship. That's what you have to do. 2 to go at the end of our Glass Mechanic Stage 2, Wes.
Laps are winding down. Yes, sir. Laps are winding down. Everybody's trying to battle here between Merck and
Cofield.
Merck and Cofield.
Jeff hasn't pulled off his fighter pilot and facial expressions here this evening, right? Because
but at the end of this one, buddy,
he will when he gets Cofield next to him. That's for sure. You can see.
That's Jacob Reeves.
Yep. Jacob's hovering in the mix there as well. He said that last week, didn't he? He says, look, I'm not in the championship hunt, but I can't do a Jacob Reeves accent, but he's like, he can spoil somebody's party. Anybody's capable of spoiling anybody's party there. Why not get a
I'm going to make some noise. I'm going to make some noise next week, guys. I'm going to make some noise. Get ready.
Well, Jeff Merck's going to make some noise as he's going to take the stage record.
Wow. Being from the South, that is my most horrible impersonation of a Southern redneck announcer, Jacob Reeves, ever.
Oh, I think they're fighting like, hey, guys, you get the memo? This is only stage 2, right? This is not, but this could be a preview. This could be a preview of the final dying laps of this race, potentially, that we're seeing right now, Wes.
And what a show they're putting on. Anybody's battle here.
Cofield I think
you gotta love it.
Maybe it's a little bragging right. So first to go on a pit road, my friend, as that caution's going to get called here on the last lap. Jeff Merck's high down the inside there. He hasn't been going up high on the fence there. Cofield doesn't mind.
Here they come. Coming to the line, Dino. It is Jeff Merck coming to the stripe. Stage number 1 completed. Cautions coming out.
Cofield
and Cofield and Merck. Jonathan Cofield, winner of stage 1.
Stage 2.
Oh, stage 2. Oh, my goodness.
2. Yes,
so
sir.
the caution is out now. Okay, wow.
Yeah,
so stage 2 is done.
Stage 1. So we'll probably have a chin wagon, actually, to any of those drivers if you want. Cofield, T. Bruce. We're only going to talk to championship contenders if Wesley would like to talk.
And Dean, remember what Bruce said. Remember what Tristan Bruce and Jeff Merck talked about last week, being in that scenario, being around each other.
And he hasn't.
As obviously Cofield and Merck they're still side by side, guys. We're caution. Slow down, guys. We're under caution.
Yeah, Justin White's watching as well. So you should see what happened. We had a driver that Chase that had a little moment catching the pace car earlier. And
oh wow,
he said that's probably because I didn't let him know they're approaching the pace car. I'm like, well, they're big boys. They should be able to figure out. He's like, believe it or not, I need to tell them sometimes. It's the first time I've heard about that one, Wes.
How do you not know that you need to come to catch
I
the pace
don't know,
car?
my friend, but apparently he has to
common
give him a
sense
heads
would
up.
tell you that, right? I mean, what in
Yeah.
the world?
Well, I think we'll
Let's take a break and hear from my buddy, Mr. Bob Carr. TLC, final send-off on the year, thanks to TLC sponsoring the series. And the third and final stage of the season for the championship is next at Auto Club.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project, you won't be using your money, why not use our money? Doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
War Eagle, Final Four bound is our buddy Jonathan Cofield, championship bound here tonight, and right now you win the stage. Cofield, it's go time. What's it going to take to win this third final stage and get a championship in NASRA, buddy?
Gonna have to save a little tire. It starts getting pretty loose toward the end there, but trying to give it all I got. Steering wheel done its thing in the first stage, and I had to restart it like last week, but I don't know. I hate a drafting track. It's hard to get away from these guys, so it's gonna be a pack.
Hey, but what is the mindset now going into this third and final stage? I mean, is it balls to the wall? I mean, no disrespect to anybody that thinks that's offensive, but I mean, is it time to now do any and everything you can to hold off Merck? And is he your biggest competition, do you feel?
I think everybody in the six is competition, especially on a drafting track. I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens. Try to take care of my stuff.
Anything for Cofield, buddy?
You guys were having a little little door banging sprint towards the stage 2, presented by the Glass Mechanic, between you and Merck, mate. It looked like, is this perhaps a preview of what's to come at the dying stages of stage 2 now? Yep. Get the
I don't know.
door
I was
in.
trying to race him clean and trying to get around him clean. It was fun. Wasn't nothing on purpose there. Just some real hard racing. I mean, it was fun as hell.
You have had a little lick against the fence a couple of times. Is that not caused any damage of your car? Everything good?
Nah, I'm good. I tried the high side a couple times. Hadn't run it since practice, so yeah, scuffed it up a little bit. Got a 0X, so it's fine.
All right.
Well, buddy, have fun. And
Appreciate it, man.
we'll see what happens. War Eagle.
War Eagle.
War Eagle. Can he be
Painted
the
that just for
champion?
you.
Jonathan Cofield. I love it. I actually do like the car, believe it or not. I like it. Blue Line Racing got, of course, Brian
catch up
Chu,
with
Jake
Charlie.
Reeves, all those guys. Thank you, Jonathan. We'll bring you back in the box, buddy.
Appreciate it.
Who will be there on the other side is the question. There's the thoughts, of course, of the stage winner, Mumford, Alabama's Jonathan Cofield. You see the drivers in green? 5 of the 6 are in the top 15 right now.
This is the nerve
Right now,
song, isn't it?
who's the one that didn't show up? Was it? Can you put it up again? Is it Boone?
They're all there. It's Bo Tiffany. It's not showing Bo Tiffany at the bottom, but Bo Tiffany's
I'm
running
showing
20
Bo Tiffany.
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, he's in the top 20. I got you.
Yep. There's only 20 cars here this
So
evening.
6 in the top 20, 5 in the top 15. TLC restart zone possibly for the final time for the title in the Cup Series. We're back to green here at Auto Club. Man, I wish they would have kept this racetrack alone, Dean. I love this place.
Yeah, I just found out they're not going here in real life anymore. But guess what? We can do this forever in the virtual world. And as Meets takes a couple of little licks into the fence for some of the drivers there, but Cofield in the lead there from Merck. T. Bruce battling it out with Jacob Reeves there. Matty, championship contender in P5. But it's a Bo Tiffany's managed to make his way back up into 18th place at the moment. Go ahead.
So the plan is, Dean, they plan on making it into a half-mile racetrack, but they don't know if NASCAR is going to come back and sanction the half-mile or not.
Oh, they should make up their minds. Let's everybody get out there and support that one, I would imagine, whatever they plan. But here we go. These two going for it too for nail. This is the final time, remember, for this season. So in 55 laps, if we don't go to OT, that'll be it. Oh!
And look at him scattering coming off the corner there. Great racing going on. This is for, again, the finish of the race, stage 3, the season. You heard from Justin White. He said, we're bringing it back. It's coming back. Cup cars and the 87 Cup cars as they door slam one another. Cofield and Mark door to door for the championship down into turn 1.
Jacob Reeves is watching them in the background going, look, if you want door banging, come and see me. Come and listen to my podcast at the moment. But these two, so Merck's now going to the high side right now. That's what Cofield was talking about as he cuts right in front of him at the moment. Right? Switcheroo in the background. T. Bruce is coming to join that party, of course. He wants to get in the mix there. Clapper's up into the
side by side again.
Wow.
Look at them side by side again. It is awesome. It is magical. Off of turn 3 and 4. I love it, Jacob. Jacob Reeves in the top 5. Clappers in 4th. Reeves on his inside. Don't forget, you don't have to win the championship to win the race. We got guys that are hot shoes, Dean, that want to make some noise for next season and could spoil the party, like Bruce, who's trying to go for a hat trick 3 in a row. Can he do it? That's the question.
Well, it could, but if I tell you what, if Jeff Merck is behind him at the moment, and Colefield's right there, you got a sneaking suspicion as a teammate, you would do everything in your power to see Merck across the line ahead of Cofield. But that's only at this situation. Don't count out Clapper, who's really hammering on the back of them at the moment. He had some serious speed to climb his way through the field there, so it'd be absolutely fantastic. Anybody can win this one, exactly what Cofield said at this point. And even though you got the likes of Bo Tiffany down there in P17, anything can still happen. Plenty of time to go. 52. It's the managing your tires, my friend. Taking care of them. 4 stickies that connect to the track.
4 stickies. 4 freshies. 4 freshies, 4 stickies, and a tank full of fuel. Can you go to the finish? That's the question right now. Can you go to the finish? That's the question. Are they going to seek green flag pit stops also?
Well, it's 100%.
And who is going to do who is going to roll the dice, if you will, and make a big desperation move for the win here, Dean? That's the question.
They will.
Who will go after it? Who's going to remember something that happened earlier in the year? A little payback, a little mind warp comes back, a little deja vu.
You mean beef?
Beef. It's what's for dinner in NASRA at Auto Club.
Oh, there's a little tap there from T. Bruce to say to Pookie Jr. to Pookie, say, hurry up, move on. I'm giving you a little bit of a push to get you away from Clapper and Cofield now. Doing his best to help out his teammate. But will he steal the show away from him? That's the key, isn't it? Or will he just say, okay, you know what, I'm pretending to be your mate, but you know what, I'm not going to let you win. There was a little bit of, if you listened to the broadcast last week about that, to be decided.
And you got to remember as well that you know, Dean, there's drivers that, you know, they missed the shot. What about Tristan Bruce? Look at how good his car is right now. He's second. Remember what Merck said? If Bruce is up there, if I'm going to win the championship and I know I got a lock on it, I'll let Bruce win the race, or vice versa.
Yep.
Right now, Merck and Bruce, Alzewski, Clapper, Holmes, 4 of the 6 of the championship in the top 10 right now.
They can only block once.
Spot.
They can only block once. That's what I heard from Justin White before in the booth. So per lap, they can only do one kind of blocking maneuver, and that's it. So you use that up there. Otherwise, remember, Justin is listening. He is watching. He's knowing what's going on. And if you do happen to do something like that, when you come across that checkered flag line, Those results might not be absolutely final. It gets really bumpy down there, of course, as we go into 3 and 4. But that'll be interesting to see how that will play out. Of course, we still have 48 laps. Will they be able to go to the end? I don't think so. It's 100% fuel capacity. A little lick into the fence there from, I think that might have been Andrew, the number 11. It's Caulfield's just next to him. So there it is. Large and Tiffany kind of, you wouldn't have to say get a move on, but soonish. I'd say when you get down to about 20 to go, that's when they're going to be inside that top 10 for a shot at winning the championship.
Green flag pit stops. Could it happen? Could that be a factor? All of this hangs in the balance as we are in the final scenarios of this race. Dean Hopton, I am Wesley Outland. It has been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you every Wednesday night. Thank you to Justin White for filling in for me. But I'm a few minutes behind because of real broadcast obligations, but I always make it to the end. We always make it exciting. And Dean Hopton, we're looking forward to coming back for an exciting season number 2 as soon as these guys get a reset for a couple of weeks because, I'm excited for what the NASRA Cup Series will bring. When he just said that they're changing the car and they're bringing also back mini races with the 87 Cup car, that is going to be a completely different level of racing. And you got to drive those cars totally different than these ones. Yeah, taking a trip down memory lane, if you will, on lap number 70 here.
Yeah, it's to be announced, of course. It might be a couple of weeks. It might be a little bit longer. There's a lot of stuff going on. And as you know, with Justin White, and will that be sorted out there? A little bit of a breather for everybody. But we will be back. It's just a matter of when. Not if, but when. And, of course, hopefully we'll have the voice of NASRA in the booth back again too, Wesley, if you're available, of course. And
I plan to.
Love pushing the buttons, of course, and I'll make myself as available as I possibly can with other commitments. But we still got talking back to this one. We've got about 45 to go on this one. We probably are expecting a round of pit stops because those first 2 stage breaks were fairly short there, Wes. As you've mentioned, they're 20 and 55.
So Dean, I just put a question in the chat box to the over many that are watching. And my question was this. Of the 6 drivers, who do you think will be the inaugural NASRA Cup Series champion? I just put that in the chat box on our broadcast via YouTube. I want to hear from our audience. Please don't be shy. Let us know who you think it'll be. You got 6 to choose from. Merck, Cofield, Holmes, Clapper, Tiffany, and Larch. And they're all back into the top 20 now.
Nothing going through the middle there. That's running with the gauntlet there, isn't it? Especially when you've got championship dreams still very much alive here for the number 63.
That's right.
He's just got to take it easy. A lot of drivers, it's hard to take it easy when you're racing a pants-off machine. You could see how he had to fight the wheel a little bit there for Clapper because you want to just try to make some positions up there slowly, get yourself up back to the front there, but you also don't want to be risking it for the biscuit, and you want to find out where Grandpa hides the moonshine from Jackie Green.
Yeah, where Grandpa hides the cookies, where Grandma hides the cookies from Grandpa and the dinger's true, and where Grandpa hides the moonshine from Grandma.
Oh, from
the bottom of the racetrack, right? Shaker Reeves. Hey, by the way, he chimed in and said this week's version of the Door Banging Download is going to be absolutely hilarious. So y'all better tune in. By the way, a couple of people are going with Cofield. Joshua Suss, Mark Cofield, obviously. Rudy Non, Jonathan, Marquez. Isn't it ironic, right? Damian Easton says Clapper's going to have something in his back pocket. We'll find out. This is what it's about, right? Interaction, Dean. We want to hear from them. We want to know what your thoughts are. Getting to know you down the home stretch here tonight at Auto Club.
And the Dawn chimes in and goes, Caulfield for the win or something like that. No, that's Dawn's setup there, by the way. So, of course, she's going to want Jeff Merck to win if her racing rig.
That's right. That's right.
So, Jeff, you have to bring it home for the number 1. The better half, per se. Maddie and back at
40.
Number 5 is alive, very much so. Next to the number 11 there, who's had a couple tangos at the fence of Andrew Lasky. Justin Clapper just behind there as well too, was scrabbling for positions there. And I'm just trying to see whether or not Bo Tiffany's in 19th place with Larch. Those two drivers have to kind of get a little bit of a move on here at the moment, but are they conserving their tyres and gas, taking it easy to make a little bit of a jump in the pit lane situation? That could be what's happening, but T. Bruce now takes the lead, kind of side by side with Jeff Merck and Caulfield in the background. This could be another Caulfield versus Merck show. Justin's chimed in now. Probably give us a little bit of an update there from pit road, Justin.
So here's the deal. I messed up, boys. I messed up. The Fords are running the Watkins Glen custom set, not the Auto Club set.
Oh,
Okay.
So we are broadcasting a practice race for the time being. And I take full responsibility and apologies for this.
We're doing what now? We're broadcasting a practice race?
This will be a practice race because the only way to make it fair is you got a couple of Ford guys. You know, you got Michael Larch and Bo Tiffany in the championship, and they can't run for the championship if they're running a Watkins Glen set.
So what are we going to do? Come back next Wednesday?
Come back next Wednesday.
all right.
Wow!
Okay.
You're hearing it, everybody. This is like an exhibition race. This is the race before the championship for the championship. Holy camole!
Justin, would this be
So,
this be an opportunity then to allow
make this
a
up!
seventh driver then perhaps to fight for a championship now?
We'll keep it. We'll keep it to 6. I messed up. It's on me. I take full responsibility for it. The only way to make it fair is the race it next week. I'm hoping the schedule will conflict for some of these guys. They'll figure it out. But it's on
Justin, explain to everybody what the situation is. To let everybody know, because I think they're going like, wait a minute, what the hell? I thought they said this was a championship race. I thought it was too. What happened?
It was a championship race. We run custom sets from from Premier Racing Setups.
Right.
They sent me the setups. I accidentally.
Austin, hold that thought. Schumann's turned around. He's up at the outside wall, and they're still rocking it. Jonathan Caulfield, one of the championship contenders, is involved. Matt Holmes, Burleson. They're going to be glad that this was a mulligan race tonight, Dean. Serve Pro caution out. So let's go back to Justin White as we look at a replay of Pulse Popper's instant replay of why we're under caution and why this will be an exhibition finale. The championship race will be next week again. Go ahead Justin.
So when I load in, I put the setups in, and they're all labeled very, very similar to the same, and I obviously was in a rush, and I accidentally put the Watkins Glen setup in for the Fords. So the two Fords in the back, all the Fords are in the back. That's why you don't see any Chevrolets, any Fords in the front with the Chevys and the Toyotas.
I just noticed that
I take full responsibility. It is on me. I made the mistake. The only way to make it right is to re-rack them and rerun them next week with the correct setup.
Will this be the same field, or will it be open to any and everybody for next week if you want to run?
Same field, open to anybody. Anybody that's racing the Cup Series can race next week.
You heard it here first. So the championship race will be next Wednesday night. Next Wednesday, the championship. There you go. Thank you, Justin. Thank you for, by the way, the honesty and owning up to it. A lot of people would say, "Oh, I'm sorry. It is what it is." You know, that's good character, man. Thank you, Justin.
You just got to do what's fair to these boys because there's quite a bit of money on the line for some of these guys. You know, so I mean, it could be next season's entry fee, so it's only fair.
There you go.
So
thank you, Justin. And by the way, Dean, we see cars on pit lane with under 40 laps to go, actually, and we see the caution out for the third time. Only the third caution of the race. The first couple of cautions were for the end of stages. Remember, we race for the title next week. We're just shooting out at Auto Club to decide it next with 35 to go.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
The heck I ain't, Dean.
So I was just talking to you before.
You know
Wesley.
me.
That's
You
what-
know me. Jacob Reeves, you're in the top 10, dude. What's going on at Auto Club, brother?
Here, pretty much, I guess. I'm here, baby. We was up there in the top 5 playing around, and we're trying to help Cofield get up here and win this damn championship, but
That's all changed now. Did you hear?
I did. If you're talking about we're doing it next week, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that's I don't know, man.
So hey, from one broadcaster to another, how was the reception being? How was the response being when they made the announcement that they were going to come back and race next week because it was a mistake on NASRA's part? For the Cup Series?
Well,
How'd they
everybody
act?
that ain't running Fords, they're mad, and everybody that's in the Fords are trying to lobby to race next week. So I mean, it's
No,
kind of a
they are
split
going to
split.
race. They are going to race next week. They made the
but
official
they're-
call. So yeah.
Yeah. The Fords are wanting to run next week, and everybody else is sitting there saying, "Well, you should have run Fords, or we should have caught it early." And I don't know, man. I mean, I know it's hard, for the NASRA officials to try to keep everything in line, and it's just a oopsie on their part. So it is what it is.
How's the car? You looking good as you come back to green? Obviously, with under 30 to go, man, or over 30 laps to go. And we'll see you come up here and win this race. You're driving a Chevy.
I don't know. I mean, we took our last set of tires right there. Obviously, this is a little bit of a practice race, so y'all just look at hell. I can sit here. I can talk to y'all all night long. I don't care. I mean, it ain't nothing going for it now, but I mean,
Jacob Reeves is in the wall. They're crashing in front of you. Look out! No, I just jinxed Jacob. Are you serious? He just crashed into Jeff Burke.
And
I
just
think I knocked the transmission
Clapper.
out of it.
And a whole host of other cars wrecking Jacob Reeves. Has anybody ever told you you're bad luck? Or I'm bad luck? What is it? What's that?
I'm bad luck. I feel like I'm bad luck sometimes, but it don't matter. I mean, we was just going to try something to possibly look forward for next week, and it is what it is, man.
That's
I mean,
Jeff Burke. Jeff
Clapper
Burke and the
to
Justin
left.
Clapper. And then look at Jacob Reeves. Nowhere to go.
I tried to go
the
low.
announcer.
Well, hell, I tried to go low, and then he went lower. But I mean, if Merck would have
boy.
held the brakes, he probably wouldn't. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, there wasn't nothing I could do right there at that. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, practice race pretty much out of this, and it'll be interesting next week, especially with these cars. These cars is I mean, I've been very, very critical of these next gen cars, Wesley. You know that, but
Yes.
but I will say this: if the race next week is anything like it has been tonight, I think everybody's going to be in for a hell of a show.
I think they are. And obviously, Mr. Jacob Reeves has got caught up in another accident. It's like the dreaded jinx, man. I don't want to do this to you anymore. Jacob.
Well, if you're going to do it to me at a practice race. I mean, that'll be fine. I don't care. But I do want to let some of the listeners and everybody, all the viewers know that everybody's been asking, when's the next episode? When's the next episode for, DBD? And I'm going to upload it tomorrow. We finally got Brady LaBeouf, finally caught up with him, and finally got a minute to talk to him. And, going to have some of that behind the mic stuff like we have during commercials. Got some of that. So we're going to have that on there. That'll be pretty good. Everybody enjoy that.
half of that.
Hey, can I ask you off the record, what is Brady's response to that? Is he like, as long as we, is it like it's a free for all or what? Like, are we getting away with the stuff we're saying?
Hell, I mean, honestly, I don't even think he knows about it. Honestly, because he said that he hasn't listened to the last episode, which was with Cody Knott, and that episode he has not heard that one yet. So we don't even know about this stuff.
The one about the leprechaun and the corn cobs in Iowa.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. That was a good one, and we got some good ones from we got some good ones from Monday night that we'll put on there as well. But it'll be a good one. Everybody will get a good laugh out of it. And
let me just say this, and please, in my defense, Jacob Reeves, let them know, Redneck Announcer, that this conversations are when we're not on the air. This is like uncut. It's not NASRA broadcast. It's during commercial break on your door banging download that we said, let's, what are we calling it? Ranting NASRA uncut? Behind the mic uncut? Yeah.
Well, you came up with that name, so I figured I'd just go with that. But
I'll take the royalties of it, Dean. You get a share of it as well. You get a share of it percentage as well, Biggles. So
yeah. Dean's mom is also on there, so she can get a little bit of royalty off of that last episode anyway. But
a little bit.
Yeah, she's on there too, and it'll be a pretty good episode. Obviously, we talk about a lot of stuff. Brady goes off on it, so everybody enjoy that episode.
Brady goes off.
He goes off. I'll go ahead. I hate to be the spoiler out of it, but yeah, I mean, he goes off on it pretty good. So, so everybody in NASRA better watch out. So everybody will be watching this and be like, "Wait a minute, when did I kick him off here?" They'll be thinking they're on it now.
Well, it was 85 of 115 laps. By the way, if you're just listening, this is not the championship race. This is the championship. This is the prelude to the championship. Is that the nice way of saying it? Jacob, Dean, this is the prelude to the championship.
Oh, championship.
And now we're down to 8 cars. What, did every damn body just, revolt and say we're not racing no more? We got 8 cars on the racetrack left, and that's it?
Well,
I mean, are we serious?
I think a lot of us got in that wreck. I think Mert got in it. I think Cofield got in it. Clapper got in it. I got in it. So a lot of us got in that wreck. But yeah, I mean,
Boy, if this was a championship race tonight, this race would be thrown on its axis and its pendulum, wouldn't it, Jacob? Wow.
It really would. It really would, because then you're sitting there looking at Bo Tiffany right there.
Michael
Tiffany
March
would be the main guy out of the whole deal, out of the championship 6. Tiffany'd have this sucker in the bag, pretty much. So, yeah, I mean, it would literally throw it on its lid. But, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm not mad, I don't care. But I just know that it's going to be rough on some of these guys that are racing next week. And some of these guys in Championship 6 might have to clear their schedule just to run a championship race, not planning on this. So that's the only thing that might get a little bit iffy.
This is also
look at this. That's Al
Zuski now, isn't it? It's a dress rehearsal, so
it's a nice way of saying it. You're exactly right.
It'll still be the same conditions as well too on the track and everything like that. So I presume that this is good. Definitely good racing rehearsal for some of these drivers. We know that someone may have retired currently at the moment. I think Clapper's retired. I'm not sure if some of the other drivers have. Yeah, probably some of the other drivers have retired. But I'd get out there anyway. You're still planning on spending your Wednesday night racing, so get out there and practice makes perfect anyway.
Nah, I don't know about that. I might be spending the rest of my Wednesday night taking my tail to bed. A long day tomorrow at work, but I will say one thing that is at a little bit of a disadvantage, and this is something that will come into play next week out of all this, is everybody was out here racing thinking that this was the big race right here. Everybody was thinking this was the championship race, and everybody was going hard. Everybody had their strategies that they was putting into play, thinking, baby, we're going for the championship right here. And now, what's at the bad part? I mean, I'm tickled I'm not in the championship 6 at this point, because all these guys that's been putting forth everything, their strategy and everything, now their plan's more or less laid out. So these guys in Championship 6 can go back, look at this broadcast and go, okay, well, Merton did this, or Cofield did this, or Clapper did this, and it can, people can actually kind of strategize
if
off
you're
this and
smart,
use this kind of a playbook.
You're exactly right. Like a playbook for a football game or basketball video, game video, game film. If you're smart, go back, look at this, and see what these Chevrolets were doing and what you have to do to be able to try to one-up them. And we'll see what goes on. Listen, I applaud NASRA, the Cup Series. I applaud Justin White and the officials. They knew there was a mistake. And let's be honest, Jacob, other people would have said, you know what, the hell with it. It's not our fault. It is our fault, but we don't care. It's going to be what it's going to be. And it would have really frustrated a lot of people. Now, logistically, are they hopefully can work some dates around? Hopefully they will, as we're working down, closing in under 25 to go next time by. But with that being said, though, Jacob, I think everybody, for the most part, is going to say this was the right call. I want people to win the championship, and I want to win them straight up.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly how you want it. I mean, I mean, they were talking about it a little bit. I think Larch was one of them. I think he's running in a Ford, and I think Tiffany's in a Ford too. I can't remember.
Yes.
But they was so they was sitting there saying, some of them were sitting there going, well, it's not our fault and everything else, and we want to keep racing. And Tiffany, well, I never heard Tiffany say anything that I know of, but I know Larch was sitting there going, well, if y'all want to win a championship that way, then go ahead, but I don't think it's right. And, I agree with you, Wesley. I mean, they caught it. Granted, it would have been nice if they'd have caught it a little bit earlier.
Yeah,
But it is what it is. I mean, you won't. Yeah, I've been critical of some of the racing in here. Granted, this is the first season of this and everything, so I've been critical of some of the drivers, and we've had beef, and we've said some things back and forth. But at the same time, I mean, this first season has been awesome. I mean, it really has. It has been fun as hell to get out here and race with these guys, and you don't want to end your season on a technicality.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Like that. So, I mean, I don't blame them one bit. I applaud them just like you said.
On top of it, if you notice after the second restart there, after the Glass Mechanic Stage 2, it was all the Fords running plump last, and I didn't realize that.
You're right.
They didn't have the pace for some reason. Just you could see that, and I was like, that's unusual considering those drivers had the pace, and during qualifying and stuff like that, Bo Tiffany and all that had that pace early. And they couldn't quite get
and hey, listen, we got another week. We got
Yeah.
another week next week to determine the champion, and that's exactly what we're going to do. 22 laps to go. Jacob Reeves, our guest announcer, joining us in the booth, by the way. He'll be calling the C.O.P.S Truck Series live on Friday.
I'm mad at
Talladega, right? Right, Dean? Right, Jacob? Talladega?
Oh, yeah, baby. We love Talladega. Obviously, we're going to see what happens at Talladega. Brian Chew, he's obviously a favorite, and that is he is right here, apparently, for this practice race right here. But, he's always a favorite when we go to the super speedways. We've seen Jeff Martin do some amazing things and some crazy and probably some stupid things at super speedways, but it pays off for him, and he ends up getting wins and everything. Tristan Bruce is fast. Cofield's fast. Lucas Lyons is fast. It's literally a wild card race, Wesley. I've talked about those races before where they're wild card races, and certainly Friday will be a wild card race to get you a spot in the playoffs. It'll be a good one. 9 p.m. Eastern Time. NASRA 360 Racing Network. Clear your schedules and get your cold beer ready. It's going to be a good one.
Certainly going to be a humdinger. Put the women and children to bed for the championship. That'll be a good one for sure. And then, of course, next week, also back here at Auto Club. Closing in on the Premier Racing setups. 20 to go. Here's a word from our sponsor, and we'll stay with you as well as this exhibition. I don't even like the word exhibition. The prelude to the championship race tonight. That's a nice way of saying it, if you will, Jacob. The prelude to the championship, because it's all going to be reset, and they're all going to do the same format, the same race next Wednesday night for the title, and it'll be for the bragging rights then.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be when it's going to be good. And Wesley, to be honest with you, it actually kind of works out a little bit in my favor. A little bit out of that, because I decided not to qualify here tonight. And I was sitting there thinking, well, I'm just going to start the back. I'm going to let these guys get up there and race. I'm not in the championship 6. I don't want to cause no beef like apparently I did last week at Phoenix. But and then I got up there and I was running like third and everything. I told Cofield and Brian Chew with Blue Line Racing, my teammates, I told them, I said, boy, I screwed the pooch on this bad boy right here. I should have qualified. What did I do? I'm up here running up here at the front. I completely messed up. So I'll be able to get another shot at it and try something in qualifying next week and try to keep that 57-door banging download Chevy up there at the front.
Jacob Reeves, of course, the Redneck Announcer. Check him out, of course, as always, on the door-banging download. And if that wasn't enough, he joins us here in the booth after crashing out when I jinxed him, Dean Hopton.
He did, but he didn't cause it. He didn't cause that one. That was between Clapper and Caulfield. Was it?
Yeah, but he got in it though. He got in it though, Jacob. Dean. He got in it.
And Merck, who have now retired from the session, as the rest of these drivers are out here having fun. It's there. TLC.
The words literally came out of my mouth, and the caution came out.
Yeah. You jinxed it.
Well, I mean, if you think about if you think about it on my part, I was sitting there, I was like, well, screw it. Y'all can keep me in here in the broadcast booth. I don't care. This has turned into a practice race. So y'all keep me in here. So it's kind of my fault, I guess you could say, because I told y'all to keep me in here, and then that's exactly what happened. But I will say this, Wesley, it does seem like every time I get brought up in a broadcast booth, it seems like I end up getting in a damn wreck. So I don't know why it is, but it does seem like that a little bit.
Hey, Jacob, blame it on Dean. Okay, Dean Hopton's the one that gets excited. He says,
will end
"Bring
this
in your
broadcast
partner
right now."
Bring in your partner.
Don't make it a
Dean says, just bring in a driver. And I'm like, well, let's just check in on our Redneck Announcer colleague, Jacob Reeves, see what's going on with him. And then sure enough,
I said bring a
and then I'm like,
contender in.
damn it.
I'm always, happy to come up here, interview, and everything else, talk to the people and everything else. And, obviously happy to... Go ahead, Dean. What you got?
I was going to say, we have another driver that's come up who's sitting in pit road with you as well, too. Mr. Cody Knott.
Cody's back out here. Yeah, look at that. Cody Knott's in the booth. What's up, boss?
Snuck in.
Not much, just chilling. I didn't even realize the issue with the setup, and I was in a Ford, so...
You were.
Really? So, but do you applaud Justin Wine to the NASRA Cup officials to do the right thing? Do you think that's what they should have done, Cody, with that mistake, or do you think it should have been whatever it was? I mean,
regardless, I wouldn't have accepted it and would have made them do another race. Like, as the VP of NASRA, I have to keep NASRA with some integrity. And Justin, he's always going to have integrity, so he's no matter what is going to make it right. But like, even if people were saying no, let's not do another race, I would force it to be another race because
it was going to be another race anyway.
Yeah, that's not what we do here at NASRA. Like, we don't just have a clerical issue and then we chalk it up to a mistake and then just wash our hands with it. We have to make it right, make sure there's an appropriate amount of time for somebody to prove that they are the champion for the Cup Series, and we're not just going to end it on a clerical error.
Well, Cody, it's just like you said, you're driving a Ford. You got guys in Fords that are in the back right now, or they're up in the front right now, but then the other guys crashed out. You got Caulfield, Clapper, Merck, all these guys. This would have really, and I'm not saying that this would have changed, obviously, the entire spectrum of the race for the championship, but we're also now finally seeing some of the Fords show their strengths to come up to the front. And I'll say this much, right? Driving a road course set up on an oval track dang sure ain't fun or easy, is it, Cody?
Well, generally I'm used to the setups here being really pushy, and honestly it wasn't. With the Watkins Glen set, you were pretty much able to control it, and you could actually kind of ride the top and then bring it down the hill with the arc lines that people like to take. So, and then I was driving by Bo and Larch here, and their championship contenders usually are up front, and it just made sense that we're all in Fords, so they're pushing it, trying to keep up with these guys that are in the Toyotas and the Chevys. Well, I'm just chilling, and I go around them because I've been conserving my tires and been riding the save line, basically. And then someone points it out, and that makes sense. That's why Bo's in a Ford, Larch is in a Ford, Broadfoot is in a Ford, and we're all here in the back.
Yeah. I told you Fords blow up, guys. Nobody ever listens to me, do they? Nobody ever listens.
I tell you what, I will say this. Next week when they have everything in order, and y'all don't know me, I'll always like to stir something up one way or another, but next week when they get everything straightened out, Cody, y'all ain't got no excuses, so y'all need to be up there at the front running up there with us.
Hell, I'm going to switch to a Chevy just so there is no excuse.
I asked that question question, actually, Cody Knott. I said, well, who's going to change manufacturers here at the last minute if the bow ties are looking good? By the way, though, you kind of hinted on this. They come to the line with 11 to go. Tristan Bruce, by the way, in front, looking for 3 in a row. Alzewski on the inside. As they come to the stripe, 11 laps remaining. Brian Chu, Matthew Garrett, Dean Gagliano. By the way, more details at North American Sim Racing Association.com. If you'd like to know more details about every league that we got coming up here, like the NASRA Cup Series. And don't forget to subscribe and like as we're closing in on 10 to go in this prelude to the championship race. Cody, you mentioned that the handling and it's better on the car with the road course car for Watkins Glen here at Auto Club. But could we say that even though it was good on handling, you were down on horsepower? Because that's kind of what Justin was referring to, that even though it's a good handling race car, it doesn't have the RPMs, the horsepower that normally the race cars like the Chevys here at Auto Club have.
Well, yeah, for sure. That's why it had better handling, is because you're lower on horsepower, so you have less like torque and push that's carrying you up the track, so you're able to hold on longer. And then it made sense why just gradually the cars started really pulling away from a lot of people, and it made sense because you were on lesser horsepower. So as time went on, you were getting further and further back, and there's nothing you can do about it yourself.
Gotcha.
T. Bruce just hit the fence there. But Cody, if you want next week, you can borrow my Ferrari, my friend, there, and just blow them all away.
If you have a Ferrari, I'll take it.
It's the
my goodness.
Ferrari is Tristan's trying to
It might have a ding on it though, Dean. It may have a ding, couple of dents on it. We'll just go ahead and let you know that.
Yeah, right, mate. It'll buff out.
Right, some road
yeah, well, man, I'm not taking a shot at Cody's driving by no means. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
track.
I mean, we talked about it before. Going into 3 right here, Cody. I mean, you know this as well as I do. Going into 3 here, it doesn't matter what you're driving, a truck, an Xfinity car. I mean, hell, you could run an Indy car going into 3. If there's that bump, and I swear to you, it's like you're on a skateboard at the X Games, son. You just hit a ramp and you just feel like all 4 tires come off the ground and then it just slams back down into the ground. That bump over there, well, there's bumps all the way around the track, but that bump over there in 3, I absolutely hate that bump right here that actually Andrew is fixing to drive over right here.
And 8 laps to go, 7 to go at the line. Go ahead, Cody. I'm sorry. Garrett's in front.
The backstretcher here has like horrendous bumps. If you've ever seen that video of the guy that's like eating his like hot dog or burger in the car, and then he just gets plowed into in the back and he just goes flying in the car, that's exactly what those bumps are like. I'm somebody that rides with like a really high force feedback, so like by the end of these races with tracks like this, my hands are hurting because the steering wheel is trying to like pull out my hands the entire time.
Oh wow.
But I prefer it like that because I used to race in real life. And I've had experience in like actual late models here in Madeira, which are on Mab TV if anybody's ever seen them. These cars don't have power steering. They do now because the models kind of changed, but back in the day it didn't have power steering, and you basically had to have a really big grip strength and arm strength to get these things to turn and not come out your hands on these bumps. So like if you ever watched anybody's in-car on like the older stock cars, their wheels constantly shaking back and forth, and it's because of the lack of power steering and the weight on these cars with the horsepower.
We just got a 5-man crew tonight. We got Justin White filling in for me while I did baseball, Bigglestein Hopton on production and color. I'm Wesley Outland. Now throw in the redneck announcer who got crashed out when I talked to him and jinxed him, Jacob Reeves, and Cody Knott, the vice president of NASRA. We come to the line with 5 to go. He wrecked you. He said I wrecked you.
I'm wondering if Jeff Merck, with the motion rig that he has, if he's got it set to fill the bumps too. That'll add a little element to it, isn't it? Like sitting there rattling the fillings out of your teeth, going, it's pretty bumpy.
Yeah, good. The exciting one to watch on tracks like this, if he wants to go for it and ditch the emergency escape button, is Chris Blanchard. That man has a really high motion rig, and I'm always curious to see a back camera of like when he's in here. I can just see the arcade games where like it flips the whole car upside down and back around. Like literally, that's probably how his motion rig here is here on Auto Club.
Yeah, Chris Blanchard's Towing and Recovery Series as well too. So hopefully Chris Blanchard will be getting on cam sometimes for the future series, and we can actually see that. So Chris Blanchard, if you are listening, he has put that cam on before behind. We've seen it. And, I want to see that with the motion rig. No, just disable the emergency button, right? So that thing just doesn't stop moving.
Hey, and guys, how about this? Matthew Garrett's in the 19 car, the black 19 car. You know, D, normally he's in our Dire Straits MTV ride. Now he's not driving the I Want My MTV car. Right. He's about to win the race with 3 to go.
Yep.
The MTV car might be bad luck.
No, he's powered by
He's got a taco mobile.
Yeah, that's
Chronic Tacos.
It's not Taco
Jacob,
Tuesdays.
you've had some Chronic Tacos, don't you, buddy? You like tacos, don't you? Chronic Tacos.
No, because see, this is the perfect time where I could be recording stuff. The only problem is it's not behind the mic; it's in front of the mic. But Chronic Tacos just don't even sound good because it just sounds like I'm gonna be sitting on the toilet for the next 2 hours.
What it is.
That's the best part. That's the best part.
Yep, go ahead.
If you don't have a taco that doesn't make you go spend the next hour in the bathroom, it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but here's the problem, though, Cody. If you eat one of those Chronic Tacos, and then you get ready to race, you get ready to race while you're eating one of them Chronic Tacos, then what's going to happen when it hits and you got 115 laps of Road Auto Club? What the hell are you going to do then?
Just hope you're not in the motion.
Here to go.
Hey, just think about it. Just think about it. That's what will help you be up on the wheel.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Up on the wheel.
Yeah, but then you got pit stops.
The porcelain throne steering wheel. 2 to go to the back straight away.
In stereo.
I bet you Jacob's recorded this. 2 to go. Chronic Tacos, number 19. It's staring in front. Here comes TV, Tristan Bruce.
I reckon
coming to the line. This time by the Darren's detail and shine. 1 to go. Final time.
He'll go for it. With this being a practice race, I can see it. He'll go for it.
Absolutely.
Tristan Bruce looking for a hat trick. Mr. Garrett's not going to buy. Oh, he's on into 2. Up high. Look at this. Back straight away. Dean, final time. Can he get him, Dean Hopton? This is the prelude. The championship next week.
Good battle behind as well, too, but at the moment, I think he's going to go for it. He will go for it on the inside there. Will Matthew get a good run out of the corner there? I don't think he's scrubbed a little bit of speed unless he comes back. Could be T. Bruce's. No,
crossover! Door to door! Photo finish! Is that what we'll see next week for the title? And Matthew Garrett's going to steal one or hold on and block Bruce to win here at Auto Club. The prelude to the championship for the TLC Inc. 225 finds Mr. Matthew Garrett winning his 2nd race of the year. I want my MTV and I want it now.
You want your
Chronic Tacos
Chronic
for everybody.
Chronic Taco. I want my Chronic Taco.
I want my Chronic Taco. See, that just even sounds weird.
Hey, who's paying for the fireworks, by the way, all right? So now we have to pack those fireworks up and do it again next week.
You are.
I forgot to tell him to not do them.
By the way, Matthew Garrett, if I'm looking correctly, actually, my apologies, everyone. This is his first career win of NASRA ever. So not only has he won in the Cup Series, he's never won in NASRA before. Matthew Garrett wins at the prelude to the championship, and it's his first ever NASRA win, Jacob Reeves. Wow.
Yeah, but it's an open win.
He's trying to blow
It
it
don't
up, but
count.
you can't.
It's
You can't blow it up, mate. It's a Chevy. You can't blow it up.
You know what? All of y'all could just sit, spin it, and have your Chronic Tacos. All right. Sit, spin, and have your Chronic Tacos, by the way. Oh, my goodness. It means nothing, but it does mean something for a guy like Matthew Garrett, though. Chronic Tacos, Wee Mans. Cody, have you had Chronic Tacos before you were speaking about them? Or is it a West Coast thing?
I mean, everything on the West Coast is usually chronic and causes you to go into the porcelain throne after a while.
Not In-N-Out Burger. Not In-N-Out Burger that Bo Tiffany's running on. He's
oh my goodness.
But no, I've never had Chronic Taco. I don't know where Matt Garrett lives. I'm assuming it's a company over there. But No, like this is just California. It's basically like a Mexican taco is on every corner, and some are chronic and some are made by white people. So that's the best way to put it.
Time of race, 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 23 seconds when the checker flag fell in this prelude to the TLC Incorporated Championship Race 225. And here's a look at the results. Matthew Garrett, Dean Hopton will pick up the win. His first ever win in NASRA, though it's an exhibition because Jacob calls it that. Tristan Bruce will finish second. Brian Chu is third. Andrew Alzuski, Dean Gagliano, Michael Arch, Bo Tiffany, Joshua Corner, Fuzzy Gold, Matt Holmes, your top 10, boss.
A bunch of boss. Jacob, you go through the rest of the field there. See, you guys are in the booth now? Okay, yeah. Well, there's Cody, of course.
Coming home 11th right there, you got Robert Walton and Cody Knott after Jonathan Cofield and Clapper decided to completely screw the pooch back there on the backstretch. He took out me and Cody Knott. Knott gets 12th, I get 13th, and then Merck, Clapper, Albright, Cofield, Broadfoot, all these guys got involved in that one wreck where apparently Wesley says he jinxed me, and then there you see Brandon Schumann and Tony Burleson top 20.
There's, of course, the finishing of the order, and remember all these guys and more, because I'm hearing some guys are going to come back and they're going to do it again. Hey, listen, you always remember your first kiss, your first day at school, your first girlfriend, your first breakup, your first marriage, your first baby, your first race car, and your first win. Yeah, I got to say this from my buddy Justin White, sometimes your first divorce. But your first win, and it is for our buddy Matthew Garrett, though it's a prelude, his first ever win of NASRA comes in his 44th career start. So I'll go with that, 7 top 5s and 15 top 10s. Matthew Garrett wins the Prelude Auto Club. Yeah, it's practice, according to Mr. Jacob Reeves, the redneck announcer. But it is a win. A win is a win is a win. And we're going to talk to him in Victory Lane next. Stay with us.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. If you have an outdoor project that we could help you with, we have 0% financing for a year. So if you have a project, you won't be using your money, why not use our money? It doesn't cost you anything. Now's the time to be thinking about that project you always wanted to get done. It might be a lawn sprinkler, might be outdoor lighting, might be drainage, and or maybe outdoor holiday lighting that you need help with. Now's the time to be thinking about that. Give us a call at the office, 410-721-2342, or hit the link below to find out more about TLC's financing options.
TLC is the best in lawn sprinklers, outdoor lighting, holiday lighting, yard drainage, and more. Let us take care of your project. Get your free, no obligation estimate from TLC today.
Hey, Bob Carr here with TLC. Hope you guys are enjoying this race. Let's take it down to the booth and get updated on what's going on.
So Matthew knows about chronic tacos. He's driving the number 19 machine, and Matthew Garrett joins us, and a win is a win, right? A win is a win. He said, I knew when they called it a practice. Is that what you said, Matthew? When you knew they called it a practice race, you knew you were going to win this thing?
Yeah, as soon as I found out it wasn't going to count, I knew I was going to win it.
Well, they need to give you a win because it is a win. What is the word, Jacob Reeves? It's an encumbered win.
Yeah, let me tell you what, these guys are killers out here. These guys are absolutely skilled drivers, and it doesn't matter what type of race they're in. They're going for a win. I knew Tristan was going to bomb it in there late, and I was ready for it, and I just had enough to turn under him and cross him back under.
Matthew, you got to put it. You still started second place there, so you're still going to be definitely in it to win it and spoil the party from some of these other drivers here this evening. Is there anybody in particular you would have helped push across the line per se to win, well, not the championship, for if you had to pick between any of those championship drivers and push comes to shove and
Man, I tell you, I'm gonna have to stay impartial when it comes to that and try to not pay attention to who's in front of me, and just not interfere in any way. But they're all gonna be chasing me next week, whether they like it or not.
Yes, I like that one.
Matthew, so are we going to put the MTV back on the car, or is that bad luck? Are we going to see Chronic Tacos?
Well, what do you guys want to see? If you want to see the MTV, we can roll that back out, see if we can get that a victory.
So are you a fan of that car? Are you a fan of Dire Straits? Where did the MTV car come from?
The MTV thing is a car I made back in the Inside Line days of PlayStation, and
Oh, wow.
I was looking for ideas and just came up with that again and kind of reworked it.
So you're a fan of MTV, right?
Yeah, well, MTV as we knew it.
Yes, yeah, you're very true, very true. So look, I got a trivia question for you, and I'm sure you'll know it. You know I know it. Dean, I know you know it. What was the first ever music video that was played on MTV?
Video Killed the Radio Star.
Yes, baby, he got it. The Buggles, Video Killed the Radio Star. You're exactly right. Yes, and
everything in the '80s song should be.
It wasn't.
Right.
I want
You're
my
exactly
MTV
right.
Dire Straits, but
no, that was long down the road. So, but if you ever watch Yellowstone or any Paramount Plus stuff, you hear MTV. Yeah. So hey, exactly. So hey, before I let you go, Matthew. Yes, man, you'll learn something new every day. The more you know, let the stars and rainbow come across the screen. Before I let you go, Matthew, please thank your sponsors, because this is like a win. It might be an encumbered win, but it is a win, dude. Battling with you and Bruce on that last lap. How fun was that?
Oh, man, it's a blast. I love racing with these guys every week. They make it tough. It's definitely no cakewalk. Anything you do here, you're going to earn. I don't have any sponsors. I just do this for fun. My son, Sean, he helps me out spotting. We're trying to get him in this. Being Wednesday night, it's kind of tough. But maybe we can make something work out for next week and have our first father-son duo working in this race.
That'd be awesome. That'd be cool as hell. You know what? Father's Day is around the corner. We should have like a father-son iracing event for NASRA. Put like a, Cody, you're here. Have a father and a son. If they're both irace, put them in there together, racing with each other. That'd be cool. What do you think?
Cody left.
Yes. All right, Matthew. Congratulations, buddy. Man, I know it doesn't mean anything, right? But it does mean something. Congratulations on your win, buddy. And we'll see what you do next week. Keep that momentum. Save that car. Look at setup. Look at game film. Do everything that you did for next week, buddy.
Thanks. I appreciate everything you do. The broadcast was excellent again.
You're welcome.
And it does mean something. I'll be going to sleep with a smile on my face tonight. Thank you, guys.
First ever win, even though it's encumbered, for our buddy Matthew Garrett, man. And there you go. There's the thoughts. Jacob, we're going to get out of here. Dean, I'm going to get your final thoughts. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and try to put the title on the line next week. We're going to do it again here at Auto Club. I love it.
Yeah, Jacob for the father and son thing as well, too. Jacob, get his son racing right there, mate. But not next week.
He needs to get older. He needs to get older before he can iRace, though. Yeah.
Jacob,
we haven't got here yet.
Yes, we got it. Championship 6 next week, of course. You see the drivers that we're battling it out to for now. Are you looking forward to that race next week to join the party, perhaps spoil the party with them?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of hoping to be honest with you. Like I said, we didn't qualify because we want to kind of try to stay out of everybody's way. We didn't want to cause any problems or anything like that. But then when we got in that second stage and got up there and started racing with Mark and Cofield, we was like, well, damn, we got a shot here. We're actually pretty fast. So, hopefully we can spoil the party and everything else. But we're, obviously, I want to try to help Cofield out the best I can. Obviously Blue Line Racing teammate, but this, I talked about this on the broadcast as well, Wesley. This right here is going to throw everybody for a curveball because everybody's going to go back and, they got a week. They can go back and they can watch this broadcast and be like, okay, well, what did Jeff Mark do? What did Cofield do? What did, Larch do? What did these guys do? And they're going to use this to try to help themselves out next week. So, it'll be a good one. It will be a good one because everybody's going to know tendencies and all that other good stuff, and it's just going to make it more intense.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, listen, take advantage of this. Go and use game film, just like you prepare for something on the gridiron or on the court. Same thing for this iRacing event. Look at game film. Look at the race. Look at what guys were doing in these cars that you could possibly do differently in the Toyotas or the Fords. We'll see what happens next week, no doubt. Congratulations again to Matthew Garrett. Dean Hopton, always a privilege, pleasure, and honor. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for my coverage of NASRA for this week. We're coming back Friday night with, of course, Jacob Reeves, Dean Hopton, and the C.O.P.S Truck Series at Talladega. I'll be back with you as we're on the road to the playoffs with those Dash for Cash races next Monday night. And I'll be with you, of course, for the NASRA DSR Electric Truck Series. NASRA Xfinity Series, Blanchard Towing coming back soon. I've already been told that's going to be coming back. And, of course, C.O.P.S Series coming back again. I'll be with you along the way, God willing. As always, thanks again, everybody at NASRA. Cody Knott, Brady LaBeouf, Justin White with the NASRA Cup Series, and all the amazing officials. For Mr. Jacob Reeves, for Mr. Cody Knott, joining us in the booth for Big Dean Hopton on color and commentary. And Justin White for filling in until I got in from baseball. This is Wesley Outland. Congratulations to the encumbered win of Matthew Garrett. Chronic tacos for everybody. If you're brave enough to sit on the porcelain throne later, he wins at Auto Club Speedway. First career NASRA win in the prelude to the championship. The Cup title will be decided next week at Auto Club again. Good evening.